Hi, Rich. I'll do this down here so you can see me. I think if I stand up, we'll cut my head off. We'll just do a wrap up of what we did on our Zoom lesson yesterday, and I'll do the best I can in this little small space. So the main things we talked about is when your body has to be in a spiral position, or let's say a counter rotation, where your feet and your nose may be at one alignment, but your center, your body, and everything needs to be turned to another alignment. So a CBM, and also using your edges, because when I was watching you go through the grouping in Waltz, you were flat most of the time. So then when you get into partnership dancing, this is going to happen, because many of those movements need to be rotated towards the lady. So I will do that standing up. You may not be able to see my head, but my toes and my nose, or my face and my feet, will be at the alignment of diagonal center, which is the direction of our travel. So we're starting in promenade. We've done the open impetus turn, then we've done weave from promenade, ending in promenade. And so whenever I end in promenade, I need for my center to be towards my lady. So everything from the ankles up, even my foot bones are going to be rotating, but my feet will be pointing to the alignment. My nose will be pointing to the alignment. And I'm going to make sure too that I don't take my left arm into the lady's space. When I rotate, I'm always going to feel this resistance of my left arm and my back working against it. So I stand up. So when promenade, if this is diagonal center, then that's where my feet are pointing. That's my line of direction. And that's where my nose is also pointing. But my body is going to be to the line of dance, which is over here. It's about 1/8 of a turn through the body there. And then my frame will be in the promenade position. So be careful here that you don't do this. So I feel in the muscles here, the side of my neck, working with this side of my back. And this side is pulling away. So now we've achieved a good shape in the promenade position. So when you take step one to dance into your wing, we're going to step forward there with the foot continuing to point in the same alignment, but I'm not going to lose the wind up in my body. Once again, that's going to create this bad shape. So I'm going to hold my CBM and then unwind so that my partner can end on my left side. And you'll see there's some rotation here through the thighs. Now the next thing we talked about was the chasse. And on the chasse, what was happening is you were not getting the turn through the feet as the feet were closing. So there's a bit of a stumble there. And then sometimes on count 3, your foot would end up actually coming forward. So I want to achieve a nice forward swing. But as I'm swinging forward, I am doing a reverse movement. So I'm going to be thinking back and left through my head weight. And I'm going to also feel as though my left arm or my left hand is pulling a string on my nose. This is going to help me to release my leg into the swing. And the foot swivel will become a very natural occurrence as the feet come together. So it's important that the alignment is reached when the feet close. Now when we turn more on the chasse, there is an opportunity to do 1/8 of a turn between the closing action and the third beat. But we're not doing that chasse right now. That one's at a more advanced level. So if I was going diagonal center, and I'm going to end backing diagonal wall, or if I was going to the line of dance and ending backing diagonal wall, would be the same technique. So I'm commencing to turn through the pull of my head and the shape of my legs, but I'm not turning to go sideways. So I'm commencing to pull leftward, swing the foot forward, there is foot swivel, and as I'm in flight across my feet, I've now accomplished my turn. Then we make sure that this is taken side and slightly back, not forward or not directly to the side. Now the collection point there is very important too, because we're going into a turning whisk now. So that's another thing we talked about, is the CBM, or the preparation of the turn. I need to be balanced in order to prepare and use my contour body movement here, so that step 2 of my whisk is now at the new alignment. So I'll move over in case you can't see that. This foot is pointing diagonal wall of the new line of dance, and then my body will complete that turn. And once again, then my body is rotated towards my partner with the head to the left, not flat. Prepare. Place the foot. Once again, this was landing here, and then you were trying to achieve the turn too late. Use this area. There. And then the heel kisses the floor as you come out. So those are the points that we worked on the movement. Now when we looked at your cross hesitation, I should go over that too. The cross hesitation is following your whisk. So I'm back now in the same position as I was before I did the wing, except that my legs are in the whisk position. So once again, we have the problem of going square. So maintain the body to the lady as you take the first step out of cross hesitation. Now you need to unwind. So the lady is now turning from promenade to closed. She's closing on my right side, but we're closing in the anticipation of the outside spin. So I'm closing her in such a way that I can easily open the space to invite her into the outside step. What we talked about here for helping your balance and also your shape is that feeling of your hip, or let's say both hips, working forward and slightly leftward, and the right arm in opposition. I hope that you can see. I'll back up a little bit there. Because the right arm is wanting to follow the turn, this is where you lose your balance. I'm going to follow the girl through the base area, and I'm going to resist that turn through the right arm. Now you notice that I have not taken my right arm back and squashed her. I'm keeping these muscles working, and you did a good job yesterday of finding that area. There, so I'm having that feeling of pulling the bow, using the weight of the head, and letting the hips move forward. So anytime that we're closing our feet in a rise, and we have a shape, we need to think about that. You asked about your natural turn. You're in that position once again, but now you're turning to the right. And in the cross hesitation, you're turning to the left to be followed by a turn to the right. So I hope I haven't missed anything, and I'll really look forward to when we come back in the studio together again.